Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share the messages that I get from Spirit and from all of our higher selves that are helping on this journey to unconditional love. And so I do divine love healing. I can connect to your souls and get you the messages that your souls want you to know to put you on your highest path. And I also do a crystal grid, which uses Holy Fire and Reiki. And you receive pieces of rose quartz, and it's all about anchoring the unconditional love onto the planet to help all twin flames come into their unions, to help raise the planet in love and light. And so this morning's message was about basically the light versus the dark, and knowing that the light will always prevail. And it was about the spider, because we had the spirit animals with us, and it was basically the spider who weaves the web, and very much about the divine masculines are trapped in that web of fear at the moment, or divine counterparts, and we're the ones who are anchoring the light in, because the light will always prevail over fear. Now, I also mentioned that I was in a Star Wars was coming through for me, and Princess Leia, because in the place that I was in last night, Princess Leia and Prince was all over the walls, and it was very obscure to have them in this particular venue. Now, and then I was sort of led to use the spirit animals this morning. And so this is why it's so perfect, because Princess Leia's hairstyle with the two buns on either side of her head was influenced by the Hopi prophecy. And in it, it's symbolic. There are 2 8s, the infinity sign within the buns. Now, somebody from the Crystal Grid actually sent me an email this morning about the Hopi prophecy, which is quite amazing. So I'm going to read it out. Now, she also sent me these photos because she has been finding feathers all on her path. And when she goes to meet her twin, there are always feathers on her walk. Now these are, and there is a butterfly left in the path as well for her. So these are 2 blue jay feathers that she found on her walk, which are just beautiful. Now I'm going to read the Hopi prophecy, because again it goes with the message from this morning about remembering that we're here to around the light versus the dark, right? And remembering that we are here to actually raise light on the planet. So again, remembering that no matter what happens on the journey, it's all about raising the light. So this is what the prophecy is. So 1 second, and I'm just going to read it out. The other thing that I was just going to say is that I have been doing lots of people's journey stories today, and I have loaded them up because I kept them. I didn't include their names purposefully, because the first ones that I did, I wanted to just share them with everyone because they would help other people. And surely enough, I got people saying that that's the exact sign that I needed, and so that helped through other people's readings. But that I won't be loading up any more. That was just for the first few, to give you some insight into what sort of things you might want to ask if you wanted to have your journey reading for yourself. Okay, so I am just going to read this because, again, it just is quite amazing how Princess Leia came through. And then I just remembered about the Hopi prophecy was actually how her hairstyle was born out of. So Judy Pope Code Team transmitted the following prophecy as it was told to Ghost Wolf, a locator, pipe carrier, and ceremonial leader. I will tell you a prophecy given to me by a grandmother of the Seneca people. She told me we must work with the women to help heal their pain. In these times that are coming, she told me, we must learn to help women regain their power. If the women do not reclaim their power, it is told the world will be lost, because the men no longer act like men. They are not noble or proud, and they do not hold the words of the Creator close to their hearts. Men have become sick with ego, sick with greed, and lost in confusion. They are no longer leaders, so their children do not learn. and the children wander aimlessly through life without spirit. A human without spirit is like a ship without a sail. All you can do is float around, hoping to find a harbour. The grandmother told me that in these times it will be the women who come to listen to these ways. It is the women who will remember who they are, because women have lived for many thousands of years now knowing who they were, but never being able to speak the truth through their mouths. When the people left the good red road and began to walk the black ribbon of road, the women were suppressed because the women kept warning the men that they were wandering from the ways. Heal the women, then the women can heal the men, and together they can heal the earth. Wow, I mean, that is just so powerful, right? Because that is, you know, we are healing, balancing the energies of the God Goddess within each of us and addressing that balance of the ego and fear over love, right? And that is going to heal the earth, which is why this is so powerful and such an amazing message to get from our higher selves to keep us on track, to remember that there is such a bigger purpose to these relationships. And then no sooner that, so then somebody has sent me a song, and again it just kind of is like quite spooky about how this all fits together, because the song is called Love Again and it's by a band called Headley. Now when I searched for it, the first comment on there, given the fact that we just said about the ships in that last, it was about the ships coming in, the second comment is by a ship reference to ships, and then I scroll down and there is a 27. Now 27 is walking away from all energies that are not supporting us. And basically that is fear. That is the main thing, to not be frightened and not to always follow your heart. So 27, and the comments that it says is, it sounds like I Feel It Coming by The Weeknd. Now I Feel It Coming by The Weeknd is a song that we've had a lot. And that is the sense of what, you know, that there is this sense of excitement in the air about, I really do feel it coming. Like, just like the prophecy says, the women will heal the men, and then together they will heal the earth. The message underneath that was then I noticed it because it was number 43, and 43 is my twin flame number. And underneath that, it says, this version is cold and soulless. And again, that's exactly what we're moving out of ego, which, you know, basically it's not soulless, but the ego blocks the soul, right? In some senses, because your heart is your soul and your heart is the voice of your soul. So this is the song that wants to come out, and I will read you the lyrics, because again, it is so important on this journey to know, because this is what they want you to know. When I say they, this is your divine counterpart, because again, it has the stamp of it all over it. Also, in, you know, the album that this comes from is called Cageless. So they are coming out of their cage, right? And the more that you can stand in your strength, the more that you give them the power to do that. And remember, just like the prophecy says, it's about the women are the ones that know first. They hold strength for the men, and then together they heal the world and they heal the earth, Gaia. So, if I can love again, lovers in a gunfight, caught up in the crossfire, dark side of the moonlight, and could you let me go? Is this how it plays out? Battle scars and breakdowns, and is there anything left to save now? Could you let me know? If you're for sure, and if I'm strong enough, if you wait long enough, tell me, would you stay? If I could love again, would you stay? Love is better conscious, another broken promise. Why can't I be honest, and could you let me go? God, I feel like screaming, two lonely hearts bleeding, fighting for a feeling, could you let me know? If you're for sure, and if I'm strong enough, if you wait long enough, tell me, would you stay? If I could love again, would you stay? So that, I mean, these things are just, you know, amazing, to be honest. So that is saying, you know, that's them saying, please stay fast in your love, stand strong in your love. The other thing that through doing these My Journey stories, which has been so lovely, I've really enjoyed doing them. But one of the big things is that what I would advise you do, if you are stuck in knowing what to do for your union, then get a piece of paper and write, what should I do to help me come into my union? To help us come into our union. And then meditate. If you have a piece of the rose quartz, then place the rose quartz on your hand if you're a grid member. You don't, or any, you know, if you have any stone or anything, that place that on your heart and ask it to help you. When you meditate, then you meditate. As soon as you finish your meditation, without thinking, just write down the answer to that question. And write down whatever comes to your, just let it flow. Don't think about it, just let it flow. Because that flow from you during, if you write it as soon as you stop your meditation, that will be directly from your souls. And remember that your souls together are your, you know, you and your twin are one oversoul, right? So whatever you write down is not just what you want, it's what your twin wants as well. So when you do that, you're tapping into your consciousness and you're basically your superconscious or your soul, right? And so you're directly asking effectively to you and your twin, what do you want me to do to help us come into our union, right? And then whatever comes, you must trust it. That is the biggest thing. The biggest thing is to trust, 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 and do whatever it says. That's the big thing. I have done some completely bonkers things because I always follow my intuition. Always, always, always. And it's a massive journey trying to, you know, that's the biggest thing, to trust it. But that would be my advice. Don't let your head get in the way. You have to follow your heart. That is the purpose of these relationships. It's about going into your heart and following what your heart tells you to do. So that is my guidance. That is my tip. Meditate, get a piece of paper, write down first, what do I need to do to help us come into our union? Meditate on it, and then as soon as you stop your meditation, write down whatever comes and do not filter it with your mind. Follow your heart. All right, I hope that helps. Take care. Bye.